We are back indeed. Our friends at Bon Secours have debuted a new neurological center, and we are honored to have Dr. with us, Dr. Kathleen Woschkolup, and we're talking about neurology and a place that we can cover a lot of things. You're going to be an interesting speaker on our show today.
Well,
how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing
Dr.
well.
Woschkolup, thank you so much for being here. We're talking about the science of neurology and how fascinating it is. How did you, what drew you to the study of neurology in the first place? Was there something that was really fascinating to it about
Just
for you?
the idea of the unknown. There's so much left to be learned, to be discovered.
Yeah.
Even then, and we're still learning. So we really don't have all the answers, and that brings hope.
Every day's got to be interesting for you.
Oh, it definitely is.
What are the most common diseases, ailments, what have you, are neurological? What do you treat? What different types?
So we have in our institute, we have neurologists that are specialized for various different disease processes. I myself work with movement disorders, so that entails tremors, Parkinson's, Huntington's, dystonia. So there's a vast array of stuff that I treat, and then I have partners who specialize in multiple sclerosis, strokes, migraines, and different neuropathies and such.
Such a vast
Oh, it is.
area.
Yeah.
Talk about how this center allows you guys to really dive in there and treat such a vast area of conditions that people may be experiencing.
So a lot of these patients obviously have complex disorders that require different modalities of treatment, a lot with physical therapy needs, speech pathology needs, et cetera, infusion treatments and such. And so this center, really what it's come down to do is to have a comprehensive care plan, so patients can get everything they need in one place without having to travel to various other locations to work with therapists, to get imaging that they may need or lab work that they may need, or to have other specialists, because just because you have Parkinson's doesn't mean you couldn't have migraines, for instance.
Right.
And a lot of people have.
And that's important, like a one-stop shop, to not have to go to
Absolutely.
12 different places for 12 different things. It's a one-stop shop that you guys have there.
Exactly.
But now, if we are going to a regular internist, GP, what have you, we still need a referral to come see you as a specialist?
As a specialist, that depends on interest, but yes, a lot of times we ask. What we do prefer is for patients to have a primary care so that can help coordinate care.
Sure.
And of course, a center like this doesn't happen without support of current patients and former patients. Talk about the work that it took to be able to make sure that this was even able to happen.
Yeah, so one of the most beautiful things about this institute is the fact that it was really a grassroots movement, that the patients and family and people in the community saw the need for this, either because they were patients themselves, or they had loved ones that were patients, or friends, and they saw the need, and they saw what we were doing. We were piecing together as best we could over the years with this idea in mind, and they really supported and pushed this, and Bon Secours and the ministry saw the benefit of this and helped support it as well.
This is the Diane Collins Neuroscience Institute.
Correct.
In honor of that nice lady. But,
absolutely. A beautiful soul and a wonderful family who really benefited from it and knew what it could do for others.
And there are new things happening, some real strides. I know my wife has MS. And it's amazing. I know our neurologist now in Spartanburg said we don't even diagnose neurology the way they did 20 years ago.
That's
so
true.
There are changes.
That's true, and that's what I tell patients all the time. That's the hope that I was talking about, and the constant changes and innovations, and what we did for a lot of these disorders. What we did then is not what we do now, and we've come a long way.
It's got to be an exciting field to be in.
It is.
Absolutely. So for someone that's is diagnosed with one of these neurological disorders and they're working with a doctor, should they request you guys by name to say, hey, I would love to go and see what they're doing over at Diane Collins? Like, what is the process for that?
So we just ask that the primary care they discuss, even if it's a second opinion that you would like. I think that's always important for people to be able to have that. So if they request their primary care physician to send a referral to the institute, and then we can, depending on what the disorder is or the diagnosis, we can put you with the right physician.
Yeah, very good. How many doctors do you have? How many neurologists are there?
Currently there's 5 neurologists, and we're really busy.
I bet.
So we are actually still recruiting and looking to hire more. And really the hopes is that with this center that we're able to attract really good quality providers who are interested in treating patients in this innovative way.
Are there certain neurological, the word disease, I don't know where that applies with this, but neurological conditions more applicable to men than women or vice versa?
There are some that you see more typically in men. Parkinson's is one of those where you see a higher incidence in men. But that's the problem, is that then often these things are missed in the opposite sex. And so, but they're there and we got to keep an eye on them.
And that's why research and funding and all that stuff is so critically important, to be able to follow it in everyone and treating it individually, to making sure that everyone gets the treatment they deserve. You can always go to bonsecours.com to find out more information about this. And like the doctor said, if you go in for a second opinion, make sure that you have Bon Secours on the tip of the tongue to make sure that the experts there are able to help you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.